everything in your path. Like a river, be in motion. Vibration is the key. Flow. Just flow. Right intentions, watch them blossom. Seeds of action bring us peace. Sun and moon, mind and heart. Balance is the key to flow. Looking deeply into darkness tells us more about ourselves. With this knowledge, gain wisdom. With this power, do great good. And the pee 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 pop 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 pop, and the pop 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 pop, and the poppy boo 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 boo, and the beavidees, and the boobidees, and the babadas, and the boobidees, went over to the abadabadoobidees, and the abadabadoobidees, and the abadabadabadoos, went over to the abadabadoobidees house, and the abadabadoobidees, and the abadabadoobidees, and the abadabadoobidees. And the abadabadoobidees, and abadabadoobidas, and abadabadoobidees, and the doobidees, and the dabadas, and the doobadoos, and the doobadoos, and the doobidees, and the doobadas, doobidee, and doobadah, and doobadoobidoobidee. Oh, doobidee? No, doobadah. Who's doobadah? Mr. Doobadah. Who's Mr. Doobadah? He lives next door to Mr. Doobidee. Oh, who's Mr. Doobidee? He lives next door to Mr. Peabody. Who's Mr. Peabody? Oh, he hangs out with Mr. Sherman. Peabody and Sherman. Oh, Mr. Sherman and Mr. Peabody. Mr. Peabody? What kind of body is a pea? Well, it's the bottom of the peas. The bottom of the peas? Yes, The bottom of the peas is the pea of the body. Oh, think about it. Well, I'm trying to, but it doesn't make any sense to me. Excuse me, did I burp?
Well, I think so. What's going on here? Does any of this make up any sense? Make up any sense? What do you mean, does it make up any sense? Well, does it make up any sense? What do you mean, does it make up any sense? Well, does any of this make any sense? Well, what do you mean, does it make any sense? Well, does it make any money? Does any of this make any money? All these gifts that Peter has, all the gifts that I have given Peter, all these amazing gifts, he can't make any money with them. Why? Why can't he make any money? He's the only man on the world that can walk in the world that can walk anywhere blindfolded. And when I say anywhere, I mean anywhere. He could walk all day and all night blindfolded. Blindfolded, 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 blindfolded. He could walk anywhere all day, every day, blindfolded. No man can even walk to the bathroom and back, to his bedroom blindfolded. Not one. You won't find one. If you can find one, call us and bring him over and we'll test them just the way you could test Peter. Any of you in the media, in the press, in the depressed. Ah, that's it. Because it depresses everybody. It depresses everybody because I've given the clown of the town of Los Angeles and on Hollywood these amazing gifts. And they got depressed. They all got depressed. They got depressed because I chose the clown of the town of Los Angeles and on Hollywood to carry my message from the spirit world. And so, no one wants to hear from the clown of the town of Los Angeles and on Hollywood, do they? Does anybody want to hear from the clown of the town of Los Angeles and on Hollywood? Who wants to hear from the clown of the town of Los Angeles and on Hollywood? If you would like to hear from the clown of the town in Los Angeles and on Hollywood, please let us know. You can call us 323-201-2698, or you can write us at thenightofthelight@gmail.com, or you can yell out your window real loud. Maybe we'll hear you. You never know. Maybe we're right next door. Maybe we're a door over from you. Maybe we're 2 doors down. Or maybe we're 3 doors. Or maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Maybe we're 11 doors down. That's 11 sent from heaven. Everything you always wanted to know about heaven, but did not know who to ask. Well, what do we have here? What do we have here? What do we have here? Here we have tape number 2. Or is it CD number 2? Or is it number 2 in the toilet? What's number 2 in the toilet? Well, number 1 is when you pee in the toilet. And number 2 is when you shit in the toilet. Ooh, you said a bad word. You're God. Well, you're supposed to be. Peter's channeling you. You're the love, the light, and the way. In other words, God. And you said shit. Ooh, that's a no-no. That's a bad word. You can't say shit. You can't say pussy, cocksucker, motherfucker, shit, fuck, cock, pussy, 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 cunt, pussy, clitoris, penis, erectile dysfunction. You can't say these things. You can't say these things. You shan't say these things. You're the love, the light, the love, the bright, the love, the light on the way. He doesn't talk like that. I know. I've read it in a book in the library. In the library? Why did they call it the library and not the Trueberry? Everything coming out of Peter's mouth is from the one and only Trueberry. So wouldn't you want to listen to what comes out of the Trueberry instead of the library? And think about it. Everything that comes out of Peter's mouth, well, there's no pretense. And well, it all makes sense. And henceforth and so on and so forth. Listen to every detail that comes out of Peter's mouth. And well, think about it. It's all morally correct. And think about this. You cannot quarrel with the moral. As we said, in CD number 1. But maybe you weren't listening to CD number 1. Maybe you were in the tread of the head that leads to fear. That leads to fear. Yes, that leads to fear and despair. Leads to fear and despair. And what is fear? False evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. So this really is coming from the real deal, Holyfield. How can you prove it? How can you prove to all of us listening to these CDs or these tapes that this is all really coming from the love, the light, the love, the bright, the love, the light, and the way? To light our way so we can have it good when we reach the spirit world. And, well, we can have it better next lifetime than we're having it this lifetime, and so on and so forth, and so forth and so on down the line. You understand? I'm sorry for putting you to the test. I know we're supposed to be here for the test, but God, I'm asking you this question. I would like to know this. What I would like to know, God, or is it love, or is it light, or is it the way, or is it all the love, the light, and the way? Which one do you prefer? Or is it Father? Or is it Daddy? Or does it matter? Well, you're right. All that matters is the heart of the matter. And I'd rather have you call me fuck, shit, cock, pussy, motherfucker, every explicit, disgusting, despicable, dirty word that you wash your mouth out with soap, your mommy and daddy when you were a little boy. Ooh, like George Bush says, don't say those bad words. Well, don't say those bad words. I don't want to hear those bad words. I don't want to hear bad words. Bad words. What are bad words? What's a word do to anybody? It's just a word. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell all of you. Up here in the spirit world, I do not hear your words. I do not listen to your words. I do not see your words, and I do not feel your words. I only hear actions. I only hear actions. I only see actions, and I only feel actions. Because, well, I gave man a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift. Free will. Yes, I gave man free will. Free will to do whatever he wishes with the heart I gave him. Yes, as I told you in the first CD, or was it cassette, or was it DVD, or video, or a record? Maybe it was a record. What does it matter? They're all words. All that matters is the heart of the matter. And the heart of the matter is that all of my children, not all of them, but most of them, do not do well when they come to this planet for their 111-year test. Well, it's 111 years at best, because there was one person, one human, one spirit, one soul that lived for 111 years. Yes, there was one. And was he a lucky one? I don't know. Well, as a matter of fact, I do know. And let me tell you, he was not too lucky. He did not have a fun life on planet. On planet what? Is it planet? What do we call this planet? Planet Earth? Is this an Earth? What's an Earth? An Earth. E-A-R-T-H. Is that how you spell it, Peter? Well, Peter can't spell anything. He's got dyslexia and ADD and... Well, Peter is my puppet. Peter is my spiritual puppet on spiritual strings. And I have strings to everything in his body and then some. I have strings to all of your bodies and then some. I have strings to hurricanes too. I have strings to earthquakes. I have strings to avalanches. I have strings to tornadoes. Yes, my dears, you see all these disasters, which are so-called weather things, weather forecasts. Well, let me put it this way. I'm sorry to say that everything you've read about the love, the light, the love, the bright, the love, the light, and the way is not true. It is not true. It is not true. It is not true. And let me tell you, these books, which have been written in the name of religion, well, there is some truth to all of them. Some, I say. There is some truth to all of them. And let me add, Peter has never read one of them. Not one. Not one. Not one. Not one. Not one. And so, whatever is coming out of Peter's mouth is all from me, the love, the light, the love, the bright, the love, the light, and the way. And it is all for you to decide if it really is coming from the love, the light, the love, the bright, the love, the light, and the way, or is Peter the clown of the town of Los Angeles and Hollywood that can't get an agent, that can't sign a deal to save his life, pun intended, puns intended, puns and puns and puns and puns, and puns and puns and puns intended. Think about it, everybody. If Peter can dance like a top professional, and it's in the movies, so you can plainly see, and bring us someone who could dance, you know, oh, well, it's pretty good, it's okay. Well, if it's just pretty good and okay, well, then you won't have a problem bringing us someone who could do the moves that he's doing in all these dances, right? So you could bring us an R&B dancer that does the R&B moves like Peter with the same speed and agility and quickness, right? You have someone that could do that, obviously, right? So bring him along. And then, well, when he does the ballet type things, you know, like the video, War-Torn Soldier, it's quite amazing. I've never seen anyone, and I've been around this world a lot of times, I think. The love, the light, the love, the bright, the love, the light, and the way. Well, I created the world and the heavens and the earth and all the people that have been here back and forth, forth and back, backwards and forwards and so forth and so on. And I've never seen anyone do what I did with my puppet in that DVD. No one. So, not even Charlie Chaplin. And that's why I call Peter Palpin, because he's a modern day Chaplin. And well, that's what I call my puppet, Peter Palpin. And so, bring me someone. All of you in the press, in the media, bring me one. Just one, not 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 50, 80, 100. All I'm asking you is one. One person who could dance those moves that I have Peter do in R&B. One person who could do the moves like, well, something or similar that you see in that movie called War-Torn Soldier, because that's what Peter is, from being at the top of the blackball list in Los Angeles and on Hollywood for 11 years. And then bring me someone who could tap dance equally to Peter Palpin. Now, I think you realize that I'm serious here, and that you're going to have a hard time finding anyone that could do any of these things. And so if it really is true, then wouldn't someone in Los Angeles and on Hollywood want to sign Peter for something? Even as a writer, or a director, or a dancer? Or wait till you hear us singing and then decide if you think I'm a good singer, not him, me. Because it's all me, it's not him. He will tell you. So you know if he's telling you this is not me, then his ego isn't big, right? Or wrong. If it's wrong, come tell us. Tell us Peter has a huge ego. That's why we don't talk to him. He has a big giant ego. He thinks he's the greatest dancer, the greatest singer, the greatest writer, the greatest poet. thinks he's the greatest knife what? What does he do with those knives between his fingers that no one on the planet could do? That's another one. Bring us one person who could do that with a knife. Not 10, not 2, not 3, not 4, only one. We're only asking you to bring one. Peter's not talented, or either Love the Light in the Way isn't talented, so that's why he can't get a job, he can't get arrested in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, because he has no talent. So of course you could find one person in the world that can do one of the things, one of the gifts, like healing. He's healing people all the time. You know, the girl that you could all go meet and talk to, who fell out of a window, or is it a balcony? Or does it matter, the word that where she fell from? She said she fell 4 stories. She said, Peter, I fell from a 4-story window. Well, I told Peter, it wasn't 4. Peter, it was about 1, 2, 3, 3, 3. It was about 3 stories, not 4. She's exaggerating, Peter. Or maybe to her, because she was a little girl, it seemed like it was 4 stories. But in actuality, it was 3. So, when we wrote the story in our, once that we had a website that a girl built, that Peter healed. That's why she built the website. She lives in the Netherlands, and well, she heard about Peter and got in touch with him and said, if you do a healing on me that's revealing, then I will do a website for you. And it was such a revealing healing that she did 2 websites for us. Well, one of them is HTTP, you know that thing, HTTP // you know, the slash line, and then Sillysaurus, S as in Sam, I as in Indian, L as in luck, L as in licorice, Y as in yours, S as in Sam, A as in apple, U as in under, R as in Robert, S is in Sam, and then a dash, you know, that line that lies across like a bed. That, a dash. Yes, David dashed me. And then, dash, and then solutions. Not solutions, even though that's what it is, but it's solutions. S is in Sam, O is in Oscar, L is in lunch, U is in under, T is in Tom, I is in Indian, O is in Oscar, and D is in De La Hoya. And then dot, and then tripod, like the camera tripod. T is in Tom, R is in Robert, I is in Indian, P is in Peter, O is in Oscar, D is in De La Hoya.com. Sillysaurus-solutions.tripod.com. And go there and click on the animation or the artwork when you get there, and then you will open to a PowerPoint and then a launch of how we will launch the greatest project created in the history of children's entertainment. And I can say that because I, the Love, the Light, the Love, the Lord in the Way, can put myself on a higher shelf, because, well, I am on the higher shelf, god damn it, puns intended. And so I don't have a problem saying that everything I do is the best. I'm the best at everything. And so I'm a puppeteer. I move Peter around and do everything with Peter. So I'm the best at what I do. There's no better puppeteer than me. So if any of you know anyone who's a better puppeteer than me and can move their puppet better than the way I move Peter, then, well, think about it. Now, if you're the puppeteer for your puppet, you can blindfold your puppet and walk him anywhere. So now you understand how I can walk Peter anywhere blindfolded. Simply. It's easy. That's the easiest thing he does, because when I move him with speed, when I move his hands twice the speed of Bruce Lee and 2.5 times the speed of Muhammad Ali, well, that's cardiovascular work. So it does take a little bit out of Peter. That's why, well, when we started this, I started with the snapping of the fingers. Now, Peter's human, of course, and so, well, even though I'm moving his fingers and moving the muscles in his fingers to make them move, it's still, he feels the intensity of it all. He feels the pain of it all, everything. He still feels the human feelings. And when you see him dance, I am doing the moves. But you feel the heart, you feel the soul, you feel his journey when you watch these movies. You feel it like nothing you've ever felt before. And it's because Peter has been on a horrible journey that I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Peter has been on a journey, oh, if any of you have been on the journey that Peter was on, you would have quit a long time ago. You would have quit a long time ago. You would have quit a long time ago. Now, no one will feel sorry for Peter because now they realize I made him younger. That's right, I made him younger. Every day that goes by, the people who created a blackball list to stop Peter, they all get older and he gets younger. So he didn't really lose anything. He just, well, what he gained was the understanding of the verse of the universe. The verse of the universe, the verse of the universe, the verse, the verse, the verse of the universe. And he learned that in the University of Life. The University of Life, the University of Life, the University, the University, the University of Life. And I, the love, the light, and the way, well, I was the teacher. I was pulling the strings, and I was manipulating things to make his road as rocky can be. There's never been a road as rocky as the road that he has had to walk on. There has never been a road as rocky as the one that he had to walk on. Had to walk on, had to climb on. Had to climb on, had to crawl on. Had to crawl on, had to cry on. Had to cry on, had to what? What else did he have to do on this road? Well, let me tell you. One thing he never did on this road is he never gave in. He never gave in to the dread of the head that leads to fear and despair. He always stayed in the heart, the smart, the love, the compassion, the love, the life, and the ways only fashioned. No matter how hard it ever got, no matter how difficult his climb, he always stayed in the heart. He always stayed with the light. He always stayed with the love. He always stayed with the love, the light, the love, the bright, the love, the light, and the way. And he would always tell me, well, yes, he would always tell me, not always, not during his whole journey, but ever since 2003. You see, in 2003, that's when he met Abdi. We told you about Abdi in CD number 1. Abdi, I gave a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift to. Yes, I gave Abdi a gift that no man on the planet has. No man on the planet, just like Michael Jordan's gift. No man on the planet plays basketball like Michael Jordan, and no man on the planet has Abdi's gift until now. Because I've given that gift to Peter now. Well, just another one of his gifts. You see, Abdi, and this is going to shock a lot of you listening to this, but, well, Peter Palpin is full of shocks. He's full of shocks, he's full of shocks. He's full of shocks. Pun intended, in a lot of different ways. And you'll all be hearing about the shocks, because there are shocks. There are shocks, there are shocks. There are a lot of shocks. But I don't want to go there yet, because this is only number 2 of our how many CDs will we have? Well, they're going to be 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 33. 11, 11, 11, sent from heaven. We'll start out with our first 33 CDs called Conversations with the Love, the Light, the Love, the Bright, the Love, the Light, and the Way. We're not going to call them Conversations with God because there's a fraud that uses that title, and although you can't copyright a title for a book, we do not want to use the same title. So even though in that first CD we were saying Conversations with God, well, that's for all you will decide. All of you will have to decide, because this is another thing that I do. I do it with Peter. I've done it with Peter his whole journey. What you have to decide is this. There's two things this man does not have a lot of. Does not have a lot of, that barely has any of. No matter what he may say with the words, as I said, actions speak louder than words. And if you watch man's actions, you will find two things that you do not see in his actions. And what is this? Number one, it's called patience. And number two is called faith. Man does not have faith, and man does not have patience. And so, the way all of you learn faith, my dears, now that Peter Palpin is here I come to save the day. Well, it's a joke. You know, like Mighty Mouse, or Superman, or Batman and Robin, or Cyberman, or Tonto, or the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger and Tonto. Tonto and the Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger and Tonto. Tonto, Esperanto, and Pronto. Johnny Carson. Hello, how are you? Very well. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Well, where's Ed? How's Ed doing? Who's Ed? You know, Ed McMahon. Who's Ed McMahon? You know, Vince McMahon. Who's Vince McMahon? Vince McMahon, you know, that wrestling guy. He does that professional wrestling. You know the professional wrestling. That wrestling, is it real or is it not real? Is that professional wrestling real or is it fake? Well, what's fake and what's real? Well, let me tell you. What's real gives you faith. When you realize that Peter is really walking anywhere, I move him blindfolded. And when you see the DVDs and you'll see him on TV, that's for sure, sooner rather than later. Well, if you could see him in person, he'll just do it for you if I let him do it. And so it's obvious. You could walk anywhere blindfolded. It's as simple and easy as that. You could walk anywhere blindfolded, from point A to point B to point C to point D. In other words, we park his car a mile away, we put blindfolds on, we put a bucket of chicken over his head, whatever you want, until you're satisfied, all you negative pessimists who don't believe in the love, the light, the love, the bright, and the way, because you're part of a blackball list, and you're hoping all of this is not true, because you know if it is, when you get to the spirit world, well, you have to do 111 years in India for not being in the heart, and then it's back here for 11 straight lifetimes in the bad part of India for not being in the heart. And so, I'm sorry to say, that is the reality of everybody's situation. But not everybody will have to do 11 straight lifetimes in India for not being in the heart. Didn't you ever wonder why there's so many people in India why do so many people end up in India? Why is this so overpopulated in India? Why are there so many people in India? And why can't the situation change over there? It's just for years and years and years, it's just a terrible place to end up if you're in the bad part of India. Of course, there are a couple good parts of India, but the people who screw up on planet shit in their last lifetime, well, when they do go to India, they don't go to the good part, they go to the bad part, I'm sorry to say. Well, I'm not sorry at all. As a matter of fact, I'm happy about it. So you see, the love, the light, and the way, you're starting to see the reality of how I really am. Well, if you want to believe these CDs, but you cannot quarrel with them all, so think about it. Now, there's a very big selling book out there in the library that a lot of you people buy and read it all the time, like it's gospel, pun intended. And it says in there, if you don't do the right thing that God says to do, the one and only King of all kings, the one and only Mighty Mouse, not Mighty Mouse, I am not a mouse, I am a lion. Well, or maybe I'm just a little goldfish, like in the Whiskers of Wise. You know, the amazing story that I channeled to Peter, the Whiskers of Wise, that, well, read it and you'll find out. If it's not the most amazing, well, Christmas story you've ever read in your life, then come and tell me why. Come and tell me why it isn't, and then tell me why Peter had one of the biggest literary agents in the entire literary world, who was ecstatic about the book, and she's a writer herself. So she's not just, she's a published writer. And when she saw these books that Peter has, he channeled, well, she couldn't believe it. She could not believe it. In the packaging, I quote, she said, in all the years that I've been doing the publishing business, which is over 30, I've never seen packaging as good as yours, Peter. This is amazing. And after her first couple of meetings in New York with the publishers, she called and she said, get ready, I think we're going to have a bidding war. Which she never realized and still doesn't know to this day, that Peter was on the blackball list in that business too. Yes, Peter is on the blackball list anywhere in entertainment. Because of what? Because of 11 ugly, disgusting, despicable humans. Well, maybe it's a dozen. I call them the dirty dozen. And it is a dozen. And then those dozen, all called a dozen agreed upon dirty, disgusting individuals. And then those dozen called a dozen disgusting individuals, until it got up to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 101, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,010, 1,020, 1,030, 1,040, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600, 1,700, 1,800, 1,900, 2,000, 2,100, 2,200, 2,300, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, 14,000, 15,000, 16,000, 17,000, 18,000, 19,000, 20,000, 21,000, 22,000, 23,000, 24,000, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 101, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 111 sent from heaven, or sent from hell, or well, you think about it. But the bottom line is, it's a metaphor. It's not a metaphor, it's a metaphor 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's a meta 11 sent from heaven. And these people who created the blackball list in Los Angeles and in Hollywood, as I call it, because that's what it is. It's a bunch of lost souls all trying to make it with their huge egos. And ego and envy, the jealousies are filled with selfish fish. And well, in those seas of the jelliest seas, of the jelliest seas, of the jelliest fish, and the jelliest fish, and the jelliest fish, and the jealous seas, well, there's a lot of sharks. There's a lot of sharks, and they're all parked in the dark. They're all parked in the dark in the top of the bay. Sitting on the top of the bay, I was sitting in the morning sun. You know what I'm talking about. All of you, you know what I'm talking about. All of you, you bad news, yous know what I'm talking about. Yous all know, yous all know, yous all know, yous all know. You know, you know, you know, you know. You know, you know, you know, you know. You know, you know, you know, you know. You know, you know. You know, you know. You know, you know, you know, you know. You know, you know. You know, you know. You know, you know, you know, you know. You know, you know. You know, you know. You know the truth, you know the truth. You know, you know. You know the truth. You know the truth, you know the truth. You know, you know. You know the truth. Ah, yes. All the people in Los Angeles and on Hollywood, they know about Peter Palpin. They know, they know, they know, they know. They know, they know, they know, they know. They know, they know. They know, they know. As a matter of fact, they know more than Peter knows. They know more than Peter knows. They know more than Peter knows. And Peter knows a hell of a lot, pun intended. He knows a lot, he knows a lot. He knows, he knows, he knows a lot. But just as he knows the way I walk him, he knows the way I walk him, the way I move him, the way I dance him, the way I move things through his fingers, the way I do this and that and that and this and this and that and that and this, and this is that and that is thus, and thus is this and this and that, and that and this and this and that, and that and that, and this and that. Now let me tell you, all of you listening to this CD, you all know the reality. You all know the reality that Peter is Bruce Almighty in reality. He is my spiritual puppet. He is my spiritual puppet. He is my spiritual puppet. And all of you have gotten the message loud and clear. You have all gotten the message loud and clear as I cut your throats with cotton. As I cut your throats, as I cut your throats, as I cut your throats with cotton. Now, none of this is a threat. None of this is a threat. None of this, none of this, none of this is a threat. Remember, this is all just a story. This is all just a book. This is all just a movie. This is all just a TV show. It's a science fiction thriller that we're making up. So none of it is real. Peter's not really walking blindfolded. Well, he is, but he's not. You know, for the story. For story's sake, let's say he's not, but he is. You know, we all know he is, but for the story, we'll say he's not walking blindfolded. Okay? And we all know he's moving his hands twice the speed of Bruce Lee and 2.5 times the speed of Muhammad Ali. But we'll say that we'll say he is, but we know he's not, right? We see him doing it, but we're going to say, for sake of the story, that he's not doing it. Okay? So he's not doing that either. And then, well, you could see in the movies, and you see we told you go find us one dancer, just one, not two or more, Only one in each of the types of dance I've been moving, Peter, in the movies, and then find one person on the planet that can do any of the moves that are seen. Like we'll take someone over to the spot where we did that Peter Palpin type movie in front of that temple in Los Angeles and then Hollywood where that lamppost was. Peter had never seen it, never been there in his life, or is it Smite? Spirit, morals, imagination, truth, heart, and endurance. Something from our children's project. This is also part of the Night of the Light with the verse of the universe. Well, it's a long story. That's why we need 33 DVDs to tell it. So everybody understands the verse of the universe. And so there'll always be repetition in the verse of the universe, but I'll always tell the stories in different ways, so it's always interesting. You know, kind of like that book all of you read, which many of you think the stories are true. Well, it's a book called the Bible. I think some of you have heard of it. It's the best-selling book of all time. And it's, you know, stories that are powerful stories with powerful messages, with interesting characters. You know, kind of like all the books that I've channeled to Peter. But that was the excuse the publishers gave in New York. If you can believe it, they should have thought about it before they opened their big, fat, ugly, disgusting, despicable traps. And they said to his agent, get this, the story is too powerful. The message is too powerful for the story. The story and the message are too powerful. We need something with a less powerful message and a less powerful story. Can you believe that? Now, interesting, isn't it? Well, we're going to go see all these people who have passed on all Peter's projects over the last 11 years. You know, like the Silly Solutions that has better endorsements than the biggest hit children's project in the history of entertainment, of the history of DreamWorks, in the history of Pixar, Universal, Warner Brothers, Paramount, you name it, all of them. No company in this entertainment industry has ever had the type of endorsements that we have for our children's project. And well, they all saw the endorsements because we wouldn't pass out the whole project. We send them the endorsements that are amazing, that anyone who's interested in making a buck, not making a buck, anyone interested in making billions of dollars would have looked at it, and the budget was at the most $2 million. And so there wouldn't be anyone, if they weren't involved in a blackball list, that wouldn't want to do it. And so the media, you will have a field day, if you're not a part of the blackball list, that is. You will have a field day knocking on the doors of all the doors that we've knocked on in Los Angeles and in Hollywood, and you will hold the endorsements up. They've all seen them more than once, twice, 3 times a lady. Well, yeah, they have. And so you'll go, hello, Mr. Spielberg, how are you today? Well, I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful, magnificent, enlightening day. And I am here. You know me, I'm from the press. I talk to you all the time. So of course you're not depressed because you like publicity. And you know you're a great, brilliant, amazing director and producer. You are the king of Unholywood in Los Angeles. So you're going to be excited and, well, you won't even, you'll be so excited that the media is all here at your doorstep. You didn't even have to pay for a PR person this time. We're all here for you, Mr. Spielberg. Spill your guts. Or is it Mr. Spielberg? Yes. Steven, how are you? Here we are, the press, the media. We loved E.T., the movie that you wrote. Where'd you get that story from, by the way? E.T. By the way, by the love, the light, the love, the bright, the love, the light, and the way. Stephen, that's another story out for another day. But remember that. We would like you to tell the media and the world where you got E.T. from, how you came up with that whole idea, concept, etc., etc. All the background story on how you came about to do that project. We would love to know that. That was the big hit for you, wasn't it? E.T. Remember E.T.? E.T. Phone home, phone home, phone home, phone home, phone home, phone home. You know that film. Stephen, you made a lot of money from that film. But you never, that movie, even though it was a huge hit for you, it's never had the endorsements like this project has. You know, the Silly Sauce Solutions. You never saw endorsements like this, not even from Shrek. Shrek, what the heck? Shrek, what the heck? Shrek, what the heck? Heck, Shrek made billions of dollars worldwide, and it didn't have the endorsements after it was a hit, like we have before we're even out of the door. Mr. Spill Your Guts, Mr. Spill Your Guts, Mr. Aaron Spelling, if you were alive. What about you? Why didn't you do it? Damon Elliott showed you the project. Why didn't you want to do it? Didn't you want to do anything positive in your life? Mr. 90210. Mr. Pixar. All of you over there. You got email after email, phone call after phone call from us. Why did you pass on even taking a meeting? Please tell us, the press. We really would love to know. We know you would love to tell everybody your side of the story. Of course you would. We would love to hear your excuse. And you must have more than one reason why you passed on such an amazing project. You must have a whole list. You know, like the David Letterman top 10 reasons why we didn't want to even take a meeting on the Silly Sauce, let alone anything else. We didn't even want to take a meeting, it was so bad. When we saw those endorsements, and of course we could have called anyone who endorsed the project, because they're all very well known, and all we had to do was pick up the phone, and well, because we're Steven Spielberg, and we have all the names like Pixar and Stars Entertainment, we can pick up the phone and call anyone in the world, and they'll take our phone call, won't they? But how could Peter, the clown of the town, get endorsements like this? None of us will take his phone call. We won't even take a meeting. But then look, he gets better endorsements than us. And he's the clown of the town. How is that for this cat in the hat? Who's this cat in this hat? This guy who dresses his own way, who walks his own way, who talks his own way. He does everything his own way. Not like us. We follow in the footsteps of other greats before us. And we see what they did, and then we try to copy them. Because they had success. If we do exactly the way they did, then we could have the same success. Well, that's the way all of you think. You're all followers, not leaders. You're all sheep, not shepherds. You understand? Are you starting to get the picture here? All you filmmakers, you movie makers, you dream breakers? Yes, you dream breakers. You see, if you're part of a blackball list, you're not a maker. You're a breaker. You're a breaker. You're a breaker. Well, everybody, it's time to say goodbye to all our company. MIC, see you real soon. Soon, sooner rather than later. Because, Peter, this week you are going to have good news. Not good news, great news. Not great news, fantastic news. Not just fantastic news, exceptionally fantastic news. And the night of the light and the verse of the universe is going to get out into the world like you always wanted the Silly Sauce to get out. But now it's going to get out even bigger and brighter than ever before, because no one in their wildest imagination ever dreamed in a godzillion years, which is a billion times a billion, that the clown of the town of Los Angeles